welcome, my friends. Thanks so much for stopping by once again as we sample some more great tasting American craft beers with Dr. Dave. Fantastic. Now for our sampling pleasures and tasting delights today. Oh, we have a beer here. I haven't had any from this brewery in quite a while. It's not my fault, but we're going to drink one today. It's from the Equilibrium Brewing Company. There they are. Now they're in Middlefield, I believe it was, Middlefield, New York. Yeah, I think it was Middlefield, New York. I can't quite read that now. There's not enough light in here. But this is the Fulcrum, described as a double IPA, 16-ounce can. No date stamp on the bottom. So let's go ahead and open it up slowly. Yeah, open it up slowly. Remember, these cans are under a great deal of pressure, and they could blow up on you 1, 2, 3. And we don't want to get anything on the expensive electronics, no doubt about it. We have a 16-ounce can, but we have an imperial pint glass used in the UK and other parts of the world. But we're still on what? The American standard. We haven't gone to metric. So this is 20 ounces and this is 16 ounces. Well, it'll work out well because we'll pour it straight in. Now it looks like it's going to be a fruit bomb. And I'm going to hold out that last little bit because I've had this beer in the refrigerator for a while, and if you don't want that sediment in there, that's okay. Very hazy, almost like a rusty color. It doesn't look like that on the camera, but right here, for me, it's more of a rust color than an orange color. It made a fair amount of foam on it. Yeah, it sure did. Ooh, got my nose in there. Quite a bit of orange in there. Quite a bit of orange. I just wanted to see if it tasted like orange before I talked about it anymore, but I don't get a whole lot in the aroma right here. I get that bright orange note, and that's about all I get. Well, before we imbibe, whatever you want to call it, some people imbibe and some people imbibe. Hey, well, that's a matter of discussion at the bar after about 4 or 5 drinks. Yeah, because people don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, before we partake of this beer, we're going to thank the brewers there at Equilibrium Brewery for all the hard work they do in bringing each and every batch to market so guys like me can enjoy it. Many cheers to them and many cheers to you. Enjoy. Hmm. There's not a whole lot going on in this beer. We got some lovely malts there, some lovely malts. It's a fairly sweet taste, though. Fairly sweet. Just a tad too sweet for my taste. But there's nothing wrong with the beer. There's nothing wrong with the beer at all. But you're going to have to like a prevalence of sweet orange right up front in the aroma and in the flavor. Has medium carbonation too. Has just a tad too much carbonation for my taste. I describe this as a very light bodied beer with a tad too much carbonation and a tad too much orange in it. Just for my taste now. This is one man's opinion. You may taste it and say, "Oh yeah, you know what? I fancy that. I rather fancy that," but I don't. Bit of grapefruit in there as well. Now that I've tasted it a few times, leaving some lovely lacing on the glass. It's a well crafted beer, just not to my fancy. And every once in a while, you run across beers like that. But you know what? Um, if you've had this beer, let me know what you thought about it. The Equilibrium Brewing Company, Fulcrum, double IPA. I don't know if I said, but it's 8.5% alcohol by volume. I'm not picking up that alcohol, but again, I don't know the age of this beer. It could be that it's a tad on the old side and I'm getting some off flavors in there. I don't know what the story is, but we're going to leave it at that. We don't knock any beer because brewing beer takes hard work. It's labor intensive. And if you don't believe that, take a tour of your local brewer. They'll be glad to show you around. They're proud of what they do, and they should be. But it's labor intensive, so I'm never going to knock a beer. What I might knock, though, is how long has it been sitting around before I've had it? Now, this has been in my refrigerator for at least 2 months. Now, how long did it sit at the store before I got it? I don't know. So, be that as it may, it's still a decent beer. It's worth trying. Like I said, let me know if you've had it, but I'm going to run out of here because life is short and you got to be happy. Isn't that right? No doubt about that. Until we meet next time, here's wishing all of you the very best of goodbyes. And as always, cheers.